What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to Friday League week number 14. So, we're getting close to the very end here, guys. I took a look at the paper, and it says that next week is going to be position round. And usually, when you see that on the paper, that means that you're coming close to the end. So, I asked around, and I was told that next week will be the position round, and then the week after that will be sweepers. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna take their word for it. I mean, who else can I ask? Um, yeah, if that's actually like 100% true, then that means that there are only 2 weeks of league left. So I've got 2 weeks to, really knock it out of the park and go out with the bang. And I've been able to achieve some of the things that I had on my list of things that I tried to achieve. Two of them were achieve a new high series and a new high score. I did that. New high series being 697, and my new high score being somewhere in the 260s or something like that. So that's good that I was able to achieve that. Another one that I don't think I talked about in the very beginning of week one was trying to get over a 200 average and trying to maintain that. I have far more than done that, thank God. Nice to know that I can do that. I've been able to stay in between 210 and 215 throughout the entire series. I've been able to keep it at 214. I've been stuck there. The highest I got was 216. The lowest I got was 212, and I was stuck in 214 for a various amount of weeks. But I've been when I got to that 212, which was like 2 weeks ago, I think I managed to really, make up for it and bump it back up to a 214. So that's what we're going to be walking into this week of league with, a 214 average. So really nothing else to say other than, oh yeah, two of the other ones, other things that I tried to achieve was try to achieve a 700 series. 3 times already I came close, but I keep flopping right at the end when it matters the most, and because of that, yeah, 3 times that hurts. But now I've got 2 more weeks to be able to do that, and then another one is try to achieve a perfect game. I almost got that. I can't remember what week of league that was. I managed to get the front eight, and then that was it. Haven't been able to string anything together like that since, and that's really all there is for that. So, yeah, going into this week of league is going to be kind of a little interesting because I did not practice whatsoever throughout the week. So, and that's kind of a problem for me because I'm that type of person that I need to practice in order to keep myself in form and to not lose any of that. And you know, yeah, I'm just that type of person that if I haven't practiced in like a week or something like that, it takes me kind of a little while just to get back into that, form that I once had. So hopefully it doesn't affect me for this week of league. But anyway, that's really all there is to update you on. And now that we know that, I guess now we move on to what I packed. So here it is. So, ball number one is the Rubicon UC2. Haven't picked that up in a while, so I felt I want I had a good feeling about this ball, so I felt I needed to pack it into the bag. And as you can see there, it's got the 85 by 4 1/4 by 50 layout, one of my top layouts. And ball number two is the Trend 2. And I said I was going to bring it back, and I kept my word on that. I mean, after what happened last week, I was like, man, I got to pack this thing back in the bag. I can't lie to myself about saying, like, because throughout this entire series, I had said various amounts of times when I had a really good performance with the ball that I'm bringing this ball back for another week of league, and then I end up not doing it. Well, this time, I mean it. I'm bringing back the Trend 2 after what happened, and I depending on what happens with the UC2, it will really, my intention here is to start with the UC2, and if it's not giving me what I'm looking for, then I'll switch to the Trend 2. So that's really all I packed. Usually I go with 3 bowling balls and a spare ball, but I decided to pack a little lighter this time and only go for 2 strike balls and a spare. So, yeah, that's all I decided to pack, and now I guess we can go ahead and get started on the game. So let's do this. Okay, everybody, here we go. Week number 14, and this time we're going to be on lanes 3 and 4. Now, I don't know too much about about this pair. I believe this is the pair that we were on in week 1, and I did pretty good. I started off a little slow in week 1. I think I bowled somewhere like a 592 series or a 597. I can't remember, but it was a slow start, I guess. I mean, for not having done league in a long time and having to get used to that feeling of being in this competition type of environment, it took a little getting used to. But now that we are back on 3 and 4, I imagine that we are going to see some improvement. Okay, so here we go. Frame number 1, left lane, starting with the Rubicon UC2. Kind of a little weird on the form, but nonetheless, great shot, good strike. Okay, so here we go on the right lane now. Let's see how we fare. Whew, missed left big time. Set it up to go Brooklyn, and I go for a Brooklyn strike. Alright, here we go. Frame number 3 on the left lane, and already we're making a ball change, but for a reason. Light hit, late, 7 fell down a little later than the rest of them, but got it nonetheless. That's 3 in a row. And my reason for switching to the Trend 2 already was because of how I was feeling mentally about the Rubicon UC2. That miss to the left had me thinking, oh heck no, the things just don't feel right now. I'm going to pick up the Trend 2 and maybe I'll feel a little better. I don't know what it was with me, but I had a problem getting that ball to the right. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I figured if I pick up the Trend 2, whatever was going on up here would keep me from missing left like that again. Now let me ask you guys this. Do any of you have that sort of problem where, like, when you pick up a certain ball, like, you just can't line up properly with it, and then you pick up your comfort ball, and then suddenly everything starts working again? That was literally me with that Rubicon UC2. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was missing left quite a lot. It was all in my head, but after that, before I took that shot right there, which ended up in the split, I admit that I was putting into my head, come on, let's get 4 in a row. I need to get 4 in a row, and I let that get to me. I was thinking too much, and then I went too far to the right, and thus a split. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking that pin maybe would like hit the sidewall and come back, but yeah, no luck today. Alright, back on the left. Timing seemed a little bit off there. I don't know why. The timing between my footwork and the swing, but nonetheless, the ball came back, hit the pocket, and we got another strike. Okay, back on the right. I believe this is frame number 6 now. Working on getting another double, and we get it with another good hit. Alright, I believe this is number 7. And that was the hit I would have gotten when I switched to the Trend 2 in the first place. I believe that was on frame number 3 or something? I can't remember. Yeah, on frame 3, when I struck and I got that light hit, the 7 fell last. And that's what should have happened, but luckily something came and knocked it over. And lo and behold, it ended up happening here. So here we go now with an opportunity to spare a 7. Haven't practiced those enough, but nice to see that I still got it. Alright, 9th frame now. Couldn't post the shot. And the ball couldn't really continue through the pocket. Deflected, left the 10. There we go, picking up a 10 with no issues. Alright, I believe this is the 9th frame now. I think I might have accidentally said that the 9th frame was on the right lane, when I think this is actually the 9th frame. And I look like I really just eased into that. But yeah, there I go, getting that 710. It had to happen to somebody, right? So after that 710, this actually led me to thinking, like, should I move or should I go back to the UC2? I was really starting to think about that, like, what should I do about that? Alright, so after the 710 split, I sat there thinking, while waiting for my turn, I sat there thinking, okay, maybe I should just switch back to the UC2 because I was thinking, okay, wait, I left the 10 pin on the right lane, I left the 7 pin on the left lane, and then the 710 on the left lane. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to switch to this ball right now. So at the same time, I was also starting to think, maybe let's switch to the UC2 just on the left lane. But I figured, you know what, first, let's do the smart thing and let's... well, I don't know if this should be considered even a smart choice, but I thought, let's test the UC2 on the right lane and see if maybe we should use the UC2 on both the left and the right for game 2. So I thought, you know, if it's giving me some good hits, then I'll switch to the UC2 for both lanes. But if it's not, then I'll use the Trend 2 for the right lane and just use the UC2 for the left. But then that happened, and then I thought, you know what? I'm probably just going to use the Trend 2 on the right lane. Because again, I was still having that problem, as you just saw there. I was still having that problem with not getting the ball out to the right. Fell off of my form a little there, but luckily it didn't affect me sparing that. And so we end game number 1 with a 196. Quite a slow start, but I told myself, okay, I got a game plan for game 2. We should expect to get a much higher score now. Alright, game number 2, frame 1, this time on the right lane, starting with the UC2. And again, there I go, missing left. If you leave it, you gotta learn to pick it up, right? Alright, now here we go on the left lane, again using the UC2 since I didn't really get the chance to go back to it on the left lane because we closed out the 10th frame on the right. And there we go, I got the ball more to the right. Maybe just a pinch too much and I got a light hit, and you could actually see the look on my face. I was like, oh, okay. I recognize that light hit right there. Usually I have trouble, you know, I usually like, I don't know, I go blank when the ball goes down the lane and I don't pay attention to what the ball is doing when it hits the pins. But this time I recognized that, so I knew, okay, I think I know what I need to do now for the next shot on the left lane. But yeah, I was feeling more comfortable using the Rubicon UC2 on the left lane because, as you could see, I wasn't having that problem with trying to get the ball out more to the right. For some reason, it was only just on the right lane that I was having trouble up here. It was just some mental struggle with me trying to get the ball more outright on this right lane. So that's why I made the decision to just use the Trend 2 on the right. Oh, how about that? Get out of here, 9-pin. So yeah, after what happened on that right lane, ignoring the 9-pin, luckily a messenger took it out, I realized, like, something clicked with me. I'm like, hey, I like this. This could work. This is what I'm going to do. So there I go on the left lane. Kind of hopped on it a little, but I liked that hit. So that indeed confirmed it for me right there. Like, yes, this is my game plan. I like this. I'm going with this. Again, falling off on my shot there. Luckily, it didn't affect anything. And there I go, missing left again. And I wasn't happy about it. And that's what happens when I don't practice. You see, like, my form looks god-awful right now. I don't think I've had a shot at all where I was able to actually post properly at the foul line. Alright, now pay attention to this one right here. Take a look. I missed left again. Now, I want you guys to know that that reaction was not like, oh great, another freaking Brooklyn strike. No, that wasn't what I was reacting to. I was reacting to the fact that I missed left again. I was getting like sick and tired of it, and I was like really beating myself up about that. Trying to take advantage of that very lucky strike on the right lane. Working on making it a double, and we get it. All right, can we make it 3 in a row? Too much to the right. Luckily, there was some friction there to bring it back. If this was a sports pattern, that ball never would have come back. In fact, I think it probably would have gone into the channel. And if it didn't go into the channel, it probably would have just gone towards the 3-6. Thank you, house shot. All right, I believe now we're on the 10th frame, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of loft. I messed up on that. The ball got hung up on my middle finger a little bit, but luckily, that ended up working out in the end. It's actually quite funny because I think that first shot, that little loft, ended up saving me because you saw that looked like a miss to the left again. So you guys know when you loft the ball, it delays that reaction time a little bit. So yeah, it all worked out in the end, but here we go again. Stuck, hopped, almost left another 7-10. The pin action was crazy, almost took out that 10, but nope, not enough. And now we have a 10 pin to cover for a chance at 256. There we go, finally, some proper form at the foul line. God, I gotta get back to practicing. Okay, so here we go now, the final game of the night, and we made up big time for that slow start in game 1 with the 196. We jumped up to a 256, and I wasn't thinking about the score at all. I wasn't thinking about 700 because I knew that would get to my head. But I did know that there was a chance at it, but I could not screw it up. But we are going to change up the tactic. After something that I think that I saw in the 10th frame with the UC2, I can't remember. But I did end up switching, and now we're going with the Trend 2 on the left lane now. That's a little better form. And a good shot. So after that, I like made up my mind that the UC2 is out for the rest of the night, and it's going to be Trend 2 to close out the rest of this game. So here we go now on the right. Oh man, that went high. And I think because of that, I think I made like a half board adjustment because it made it to the pocket. It hit it, but it hit it kind of high. Luckily, it hit it so that where everything just got put back into the pit. But I knew, like, wow, that was kind of a high hit. Not high enough to where you could, like, the 4 would fall last or would stay there, but I knew, like, that was a close call. All right, here we go on the left. Can we get another triple like in game 1? See what I mean? Another high hit, and look at that pin action. Another 9 pin gets tipped over by God knows what. Alright, so here we go now, 4th frame. A chance to get a ham bone. That one was a little bit slow, and it also kind of looked like I didn't get it out right enough. But to me, it looked like it was just a little bit slower than usual, and as a result, now I have that to deal with. And you guys know, if any of you have been watching these very closely, I think I did leave the 3, 6, 9, 10 a couple times, and I had a lot of trouble trying to pick it up. And once again, I continue to have trouble with the 3, 6, 9, 10. Alright, here we go now on the left, after that open. How about that? And that's another open, and now that means back-to-back opens, which is something that happened last week, I believe. I can't remember, but that is what really, really killed my series, or at least my chance at an even higher series. Yeah, after that, I was thinking to myself, oh, great, it's happening again. The splits are going to come, they're going to come at me with a vengeance in the last game, like they always do. Awful form. Luckily, I got them all to fall, but that 10 pin had me thinking, like, is it time to move? What do I got to do here? All right, so here we go back on the left. looked like I didn't get the ball right enough, but luckily it stayed there. And you could see that looked like a real high hit, but not enough to where the 4 was going to cause any kind of problems, or if it was going to fall last. But one thing that I was thinking about for sure was that, okay, well, I've stringed something together. I've got a chance to at least, stage a late rally, like, put up a really good high game here. But I didn't know it in this like at the time, but because of those back-to-back splits, this a chance at 700 was gone. There was no way I could do it even if I struck out. The game would not be high enough for me to pass 700. I knew, like, I could only go as high as the 690s, but I didn't know that. But all I was thinking about was, let's just try to strike out. Let's try to put up a high game here. We can at least do that and, still put up a really good series. All right, here we go on the right. Now that's the hit that I was looking for right there. So the thing that I really was thinking about throughout this game was trying to keep up with this guy on the left lane that you're about to see right now. Yeah, that guy there, his name is Wayne. And the funny thing is that his last name is Crane. So Wayne Crane. That's pretty cool when your name rhymes. But yeah, he's actually a pretty good bowler. I think he averages in the 200s. I don't know what particular. I don't know if it's like 201 or something, or 204. I can't remember. I didn't pay attention to the paper, but he's a good bowler, and he was giving me quite the fight throughout the night. And yeah, he started off slow in his first game. I can't remember what he got. I think he was like in the 190s, and then game 2 he really pushed up and got like a 239 or something. And then this last game he really went all out and scored in the 250s. So he ended up at the end of the night getting like a 684 series or something like that. And yeah, I could only think about trying to keep up with him because he was giving me something to fight for here. Because although I don't really care if my team wins or loses, because in the end I'm really trying to worry about my my scores, my performance, my average, all that. My team and I, we had the chance to take all the points from these guys. We beat them in the first 2 games, so we had a chance in game 3. But thanks to what Wayne was doing, and also this other guy that I don't remember what his name was, and got a good strike there to continue the string. But yeah, he and this other guy were stringing their strikes together, and it was killing us. So yeah, unfortunately, my team were trying very, very hard to fight too, but they were just killing us, stringing those strikes together. Like this guy right here, he was definitely stringing strikes together too. I can't remember if he had like a 4-bagger or a 5-bagger, but then that happened, and we were like, yes, maybe we have a chance, but no. Wayne struck out in the 10th, I think, and he ended up in the 250s, so we had no chance of winning. But I tried. I did what I could, my team did what I could, and we couldn't get all the points, but we tried, and at least we got the first 2 games on them. So anyway, here I go with my 10th frame now. And that was crazy because, again, I felt like I didn't get the ball out right enough. You could see it kind of, let's actually rewind that back. See, look it. I don't know if I could just get out of the way. You see, the fact that I can still see the ball right there tells me that I didn't get it out right enough. And even look at the hit. Look at that. That 9-pin should have stayed there, but luckily another messenger. Bam. So I was lucky that I got away with that. Here I go again now. Second shot. Got it to the right, fell off big time, but that was the hit we were looking for. And I wasn't even worried about the last shot in the 10th because I knew, like, okay, I bagged 2 in the 10th, and because of that, I have, let's see, 6 in a row. It would be nice to get 7, but I wasn't even worried about that. I wasn't even trying to think about that because I knew I had saved my series. I salvaged it after those back-to-back opens in the, what was it, the 4th and the 5th. So I was like, I'm cool with this, Again, I didn't know that the chance at 700 was gone until after I threw this shot and they showed the scores up on the screen. But yeah, left the 10, ended up with the 9, and that closes that out with the 242. And then after I had like, after the scores popped up and I saw that the series was 694, I was like not happy. I was like, great, again. Again, I was that close to getting 700 and I didn't do it. And I knew that those back to back opens is what killed it. But yeah, that hurts. 4 times in a row throughout this league. 4 times I felt just short of the 700. So that really sucks. But what can you do? So now I've only got next week and the week after that to be able to do that. And all I can do is just cross my fingers and hope to God that I can do it. Okay, guys, so now that that is over with and done, we can take a look at the league summary here. So starting off with game one, as I said, we started off slow with a 196, but we made up for it in game two by going all the way up to 256 and keeping it up there with game three, going 242. So this could be wrong here, but I tried to do the math. Not very good at it, I admit that. But according to my math, the series required to raise the average plus one was a 678 series. And I again eclipsed that by getting a 694. And it didn't occur to me after putting this together that last week's series total was a 692. And I do believe that this is the first time ever that I've gone back to back 690 plus. So that is pretty awesome to see. Nice to know that I could, go back to back 690s. And I hope that maybe I could go three in a row next week. But who knows what'll happen. But anyway, the pin total after week 14 is now 9,046 after 42 games played. And last week's average was 214.15. And after this performance, I managed to bump it up to 215.38. So, hooray, we're finally out of that 214 average that I've been stuck on for God knows how long. So now I've got a chance to raise that up to 216, but I know that's not going to be easy because I imagine that the series required to raise my average plus one is obviously going to be much higher. But, I do like the challenge, so bring it on. But anyway, that's pretty much it. And now we move on to the position round. And one thing that I realize is that I never got the chance to face my man Gary Gardner and his team. And that sucks because I really wanted to show you how he plays. He is really, really good. His approach, his swing. He's a traditional one-handed bowler, and his game is fantastic. But now, because this league is coming to a close, it's unlikely that we'll be able to face his team. The only chance I feel like we have to do that now is in the position round. And I took a look at the table, and it showed that my team was in fifth place and his team was in sixth. Now I don't know what he and his team got in this week of league, but obviously we won the first two games and we lost the last one. And I don't know what he got. I don't know if they got a clean sweep or not, but all we can do is wait for next week and see who we have to face. But one thing's for sure is there is a chance that we may be on lanes 3 and 4 after the performance that we gave. If not 3 and 4, then possibly lanes 5 and 6 because I was looking at the points and there is no way that we could possibly be in first or second. So it's possible that we'll be on lanes 3 and 4, possibly 5 and 6. And yeah, that's the only chance we have at being able to face Gary's team. So that's all I have for you on this week of League. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am Frank the Tank. I will see you next week for the position round.